Yes, sir. Listen, man. A lot of y'all not gonna like this video. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna like it. For obvious reasons. I'm sure you probably already caught the title. But it's time we talk about it. It's time we address the elephant in the room. We gotta address the elephant in the room because it's in our room. You know what I'm saying? I've been thinking. It's only one real walk. See what I'm trying to accomplish is I'm trying to get Carson Wentz to football immortality. Now we all know the skills is there. We know he gonna get there by himself. But we can't be oblivious to the obvious problems that Carson Wentz has. Carson Wentz has been in the NFL for 4 years now. I think he's learned a lot while he's been in the NFL. Now, if you think about it, the video that I'm about to get into and the story that I'm about to get into is going to show you two sides of the Carson Wentz fumble story. Two sides. It's going to show you a little bit about when Carson Wentz first got here, how he had a problem with the center. You know what I'm saying? Jason Kelce wasn't the Jason Kelce of today. And when Carson Wentz's rookie season, he just wasn't. That's just facts. And I think last year Carson Wentz kind of cleaned up the fumble situation. He didn't fumble until around week 6, I think, the Cowboys game. He kind of cleaned it up in the beginning. He was looking different. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to make no excuses for the fumbles. 46 fumbles in 4 years is no good. It's just no good. When you add that up against the guys who came out of his class, who played more games than him, Dak Prescott got less fumbles than Carson Wentz. Jared Goff has less fumbles than Carson Wentz. Them the only two dudes that I really even looked at. I also looked at Drew Brees. I think Drew Brees got over 100 fumbles for his career, almost a 20-year career. You know what I'm saying? Like just over 100. Probably like 105. Let's say he got 105. You know what I'm saying? Carson is closing in on half of that in 4 years. At the rate Carson Wentz is going, Carson Wentz will have 100 fumbles in 11 years. You know what I mean? That's no good. Way too many times to learn turning over the ball. Now, he don't lose a lot of these fumbles, but it's still a fumble. Fumbles kill drives. Fumbles hurt momentum. You know what I'm saying? You could contribute some of the early fumbles to Carson Wentz having to get used to pass the ball off to a short guy in Darren Sproles. Fine, I'll go with that a little bit. But there were also a lot of times to where the ball was just poor snaps. Poor snaps. The ball was poorly snapped. Carson Wentz has to reach too low sometimes. Sometimes the ball is not right in his gut. Some of these fumbles can be, blamed on the center. Some of these fumbles can be blamed on play calling. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. It's a lot that goes into a fumble that gets counted for a quarterback. But the fact of the matter is this. If Carson Wentz is going to win a Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles, Carson Wentz has to cut down the fumbles. We need to see a 5-fumble season from Carson Wentz. A 5-fumble season. You know what I'm saying? You could almost bank on every year that Carson Wentz is getting 9 fumbles from a passing situation. Just by standing in the pocket, somebody knocking the ball loose, that can happen 9 times to Carson Wentz. It's happened 9 times, 3 out of the 4 seasons. You could bank on it, and it's not good. To me, it's showing me that he hasn't really learned this lesson when you think about it. It happened to him 9 times his rookie year from the passing from the pocket, and it also happened to him 9 times last year. But like I said, we're going to talk about it because there's 2 different sides to it. His rookie year fumbles, his first 28 fumbles. You know what I mean? We're going to chop up a little bit of his first 28 fumbles, and then we're going to get into some of the fumbles from last year and how these fumbles differ from the earlier stage in his career. Now, Carson Wentz has to get this together. We have to get a specialist in there. Somebody has to do something. Shout out to Alpha Grips, man. Maybe he needs some Alpha Grips to strengthen up his hands. Something has to happen. There has to be a specialist in the NFL that works with quarterbacks who have this problem because Carson Wentz has the worst case of it that I've ever seen. You know what I mean? Holding on to the ball is key, especially when you have a young offense that's trying to learn and grow together. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we're going to dive into some of this tape and look at some of these fumbles. We're going to look at a few situations, not a whole lot, maybe a whole lot, depending on how I feel. And we're just going to look at some of these fumbles because it got to be done. You know what I'm saying? We talk about the good and the brilliance of Carson Wentz so much. Now I think it's time that we start diving into some of the things that could potentially hold Carson Wentz back from getting to the top of the mountain. I can't even lie to you, man. Shout out to my guy Beats by Swift. Let's talk about it. So this is Carson Wentz's first fumble. I mean, You really can't take nothing too much into account with this one, man. I feel like that he had to get used to the size difference of Darren Sproles. This was in the first game of his career. You can't really judge a lot of stuff that happened. You know what I mean? He had to work with what he had to work with. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of this stuff really wasn't his fault, though, man. I mean, a lot of this stuff wasn't his fault, man. I mean, Kelsey wasn't the Kelsey we know now. Look at this. The ball just snapped directly away from Carson Wentz's body. That counts as a fumble on the quarterback. He got to pick it up, try to make a play, and so forth and so on. Another one in the first season of his career. Ball snapped away from his body again by the center. He got to pick it up, scramble, counts as a fumble on Carson Wentz's behalf. Ball thrown out there. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not here to tell you that everything here is, and this one, it just slips out of his hand like a loose turkey. I'm not here to tell you that everything ain't Carson Wentz's fault. We ain't going to do that. Some of this stuff is Carson Wentz's fault, but we're going to get into all of it, though. You know what I mean? This game right here, Minnesota Vikings game, first season of his career, I believe, as well. Ball thrown away. Ball thrown on the outside of his plant foot. How is he even going to recover it? You know what I mean? He tries. He gets it. This ends up being a 19-yard gain. Just a heads-up play by Carson Wentz. This beat hard, Swift. Another one, just a bad snap low, below the kneecap. Sproles picks it up, tries to do something with that one. It's just a lot of bad snaps early in Carson Wentz's career that counted as fumbles on his behalf. Dallas Cowboys game, another snap low to the ground. He has to pick it up, find a way to get back in rhythm, throw the ball up, nothing materializes from this one. You know what I mean? Another one, man. I don't think this was a bad snap. I think they actually got to him here. Yeah, they got to him here. But this is where's your clock? Your internal clock. They got to tick, Carson. You know what I'm saying? You got to get rid of the ball right there in a situation like that. Come on, Carson. Your internal clock got to be ready, man. You a franchise quarterback. You know what I'm saying? But, one of his guys actually gets beat pretty bad, pretty clear. And, the opposing defensive lineman actually gets his hand on the ball here. And that's just no good for us, man. We need Carson Wentz to get rid of the ball. When nothing is going on in the passing game, throw the ball. It's cool. Throw the ball. He's begging for it. He's clapping for it. You know what I'm saying? Free rusher. I actually don't have a problem with that one. I can deal with that. Free rusher right to your quarterback. That's when you're supposed to fall. He actually tried to throw it away, it looks like. You know what I'm saying? Just call a timeout, though. You know what I mean? Again, against the same team, free rusher. I can deal with a fumble like that. That's how all my quarterback fumbles, I want them to all look like that. No mistakes on the behalf of the quarterback. This one right here, fake handoff, internal clock, Carson. You actually got somebody in the middle of the field you could have hit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he was seeing, but you got to get rid of that one way or another. You know what I mean? And shout out to the defensive lineman for multiple times being able to bail him out. You know what I mean? That's respect. Look, they see this play the whole way. This is a play you got to throw away. Throw it out of bounds. Aguilar can't catch a good pass. Throw it out of bounds. That's a fumble on Carson Wentz. This one right here, just not keeping his eye on the ball, just early in his career type stuff. Listen, this video is brought to you by the Print Champs, man. Make sure you sub my guys up, man. They do all my merchandise available now, man. The partnership is lovely, man. You guys have been great. I'll put the link for the description and the merch right here. Let's get to it. These are 2019 fumbles. Last year, he actually sees the rusher. Carson, get rid of it. That's all you got to do, baby. Get rid of it. Fumble. You know what I'm saying? He see the rusher was there. He saw him. Fumble. Almost let a team back in the game. Seattle again gives us fits. Eternal clock, Carson. Get rid of it. I think he actually got him down from the ground. Actually came from the ground to punch the ball out, excuse me. Now everybody's scrambling for the ball. You know what I'm saying? This is just they just overpowered the offensive line. You still got to be able to make a quick decision and see the play breaking down. You know what I'm saying? Eternal clock, Carson. That eternal clock is big. But last season, I'll put it to you like this. We were trying to find opportunities for the wide receiver. So he was holding on to the ball more than I would have liked for a 4-year guy. You know what I mean? This was just a bonehead play. I hate this play so much. I hate it. He actually stepped up into the pocket and let the dude come from behind. That's the worst sack a quarterback can take. Look, right here, he steps up into the pocket. You got to know somebody's behind you right there because you stepped up in front of him. Eternal clock, Carson. You know what I mean? Come on, man. We got to cut down on these fumbles, man. You know what I mean? The brilliance of Carson Wentz can't be overshadowed by this.